For a long time, I've expressed concerns that as, for example, cancer treatments that are increasingly effective are developed, that they will either be not accessible to the average person or that big pharmaceutical companies would have an interest in holding them back in some way because it may be more profitable, for example, to keep people in treatment indefinitely. And now we actually have a big pharma CEO saying that a cancer drug that his company is developing is only for Western patients who can afford it. Anthony sent me this story from Raw Story. It is from Bayer CEO Dekkers. And Marijn Dekkers says that his company's new cancer drug, Nexivar, isn't for Indians, but for Western patients who can afford it. This was a result of being asked about the fact that in India, the drug costs $69,000 per year. And in 2012, a court granted a license to an Indian company to produce the drug at a 97% discount. Kind of gives you a sense of how much profit is built in there, along with research and development costs that are being recouped. And his response was, the drug just isn't for Indians. It's for Western patients who can afford it. Bayer sued Natco Pharma, but in March of last year, the High Court in Mumbai denied its appeal. The Bayer CEO is calling the compulsory license issued by the Indian court, quote, essentially theft, and then said, we did not develop this medicine for Indians. We developed it for Western patients who can afford it. In the U.S., Nexivar costs $96,000 per year. Bayer insists that Western patients can access the drugs for a $100 copay. The United States International Trade Commission is going to investigate Indian policies that discriminate against U.S. trade and investment. I'm not surprised at all by this, Lewis. It seems that this is exactly what is to be expected. And my concern is when we already see huge differences in outcomes between countries where people can afford medicine and where they can't. And I worry that like income inequality, this is going to, the outcome inequality for health for the same condition in different countries is going to continue to grow.
This is this Dekkers guy. He's a greedy, bitter man. I love what India is doing in not recognizing U.S. patents. Many U.S. citizens are already getting drugs that are being made by India, modeled off of drugs that were made here for a fraction of the price. And this is going to be one of those drugs. And I love it. I hope India keeps doing this.